Shadow stared in surprise. The reincarnated boss looked and behaved like a completely different person. Cupid quickly realized his opponent was invisible, finally understanding why the Deathwing Angel had suffered such a brutal defeat. Instead of searching blindly, he calmly touched the golden mark on his forehead. A colossal eye of destiny opened above him, revealing everything hidden below. Unlike his previous form, Cupid could see Shadow. The eye of destiny instantly shattered Shadow's invisibility and forced him into view. Cupid located him at once, appearing more amused by Shadow's handsome face than threatened by his presence. Shadow attacked first, combining Shadow of Death with 4 instant shadow slashes. But the strikes barely harmed Cupid. Shadow quickly discovered that the reincarnated boss possessed a terrifying 90% damage reduction. Instead of continuing the fight, Cupid casually urged Shadow to relax while secretly firing a golden bolt at him. The attack shattered 1 layer of Shadow's blacklight shield, leaving only 9 layers remaining. Cupid became delighted. With his 700% hit rate, most opponents died instantly, but Shadow's invincibility shield meant their battle could last much longer. Cupid suddenly tried to start a friendly conversation, leaving Shadow wondering what was wrong with this strange new boss. Cupid explained that he was a separate personality who had been trapped inside the angel's body for so long that he was desperate to speak with someone. He revealed that angels of death were vessels containing countless devoured souls, with the strongest soul controlling the body. Whenever the dominant soul died, the others consumed it and chose a new ruler. By killing the previous host, Dick, Shadow had unknowingly allowed Cupid to devour him and take control. Now free at last, Cupid cheerfully introduced himself and asked for Shadow's name as though they had not just tried to kill each other. Shadow remained completely silent, watching him from a nearby rooftop. Mistaking the silence for a cold personality, Cupid awkwardly continued talking by himself. He eventually thanked Shadow for listening and offered to repay him with a secret one important enough to change the entire battle. Shadow listened carefully, sensing that Cupid's friendly behavior was hiding something dangerous. Cupid revealed that someone had gathered a powerful force to assassinate Shadow and admitted that he was part of the plan. Before Shadow could react, an enormous magic circle appeared across the sky above the city. Cupid smiled as the formation began to open. The assassins had finally arrived. Shadow recognized the spell as the Cloud Mountain Mist Guild's anti-hidden wind-seeking formation, designed specifically to expose invisible enemies. From across the city, the blonde enchantress raised her hand and commanded her enslaved followers. Shadow looked around in shock as countless charmed fighters appeared on every rooftop, completely surrounding him. With a single order, the entire army charged forward to claim Shadow's head. Completely controlled by the enchantress, the survivors charged Shadow while declaring their devotion to their new master. Shadow calmly formed a blade of purple energy and prepared to meet the entire army alone. With one brutal sweep, he tore through the front line, but every attack forced him deeper into the surrounding crowd. Watching from a safe distance, the enchantress only smiled. She mocked Shadow for thinking they would attack without preparing a trap. Shadow suddenly sensed the mysterious protector hiding nearby, using the enchanted crowd as cover. His eyes turned crimson as he locked onto every enemy surrounding him. Shadow unleashed Dark Knight Ring Blade, creating a massive red arc that tore across the battlefield. The attack blasted the charmed army into the air and shattered the enchantress's carefully prepared formation in a single strike. Before the fallen soldiers could disappear, a resurrection formation activated and restored them to the battlefield. The enchantress laughed, challenging Shadow to discover how many lives he could take before finally collapsing. Shadow initially dismissed her plan as a pointless human wave attack that would only increase his kill count. Then he noticed the terrifying truth: the resurrected army was far larger than expected, and its numbers were still growing. Shadow transformed Dark Knight Ring Blade into a massive vortex, tearing through the resurrected soldiers while rapidly stacking power. Even Cupid was impressed. At this rate, the attack could continue spinning through 1,000,000 enemies without slowing down. But as Shadow controlled the battlefield, strange purple energy suddenly erupted beneath his feet. Cupid watched with amusement as another hidden force finally entered the fight. Shadow was no longer facing only one army. Shadow kept Dark Knight Ring Blade spinning, cutting down every soldier caught inside the Crimson Vortex. The resurrection formation immediately restored the fallen army and sent them charging back into battle. After repeating the cycle several times, Shadow's killing level reached 18. He also realized that each resurrection consumed the soldiers' remaining lifespan, meaning they could only return a few more times. Just as victory seemed close, Shadow sensed a dangerous presence approaching from behind. Before Shadow could turn around, abyssal mud spread beneath him and reduced his movement speed by 99%. A hooded man stepped from the shadows, laughing as he called Shadow by name. Several more cloaked figures emerged behind their leader, who confidently asked whether Shadow still remembered him. Shadow finally recognized the ambusher, but before he could reveal the man's identity, the enemy prepared to strike. To the leader's disbelief, Shadow admitted that he still had no idea who the man was. Furious at being forgotten, the ambusher revealed himself as Huang Ziking and swore to tear Shadow apart. Shadow somehow misremembered his name as Huang Huifan, humiliating him even further. Only after studying the rest of the group did Shadow finally connect them to fake heavy industries and realize why they wanted revenge. Huang Ziking ordered the woman beside him to attack, and she obeyed despite clearly struggling against his command. Shadow dodged her ghostly chains while questioning why a 500-year lifespan debt had turned her into his enemy. Her pained reaction felt completely unlike the person Shadow remembered. Then he noticed a sinister masked figure hiding behind her and realized the entire group might be under someone else's control. Shadow finally saw the truth behind their glowing eyes. Every member of the guild was already dead. He realized Huang Ziking had murdered them all, including his own mother. Huang proudly revealed the purple soul burning between his hands, showing no regret for what he had done. Anyone he killed became a corpse puppet that retained every ability they possessed while alive. Shadow was not facing a guild anymore, he was surrounded by an undead army. Huang revealed that a mysterious sage had removed his abyss status, allowing him to draw countless powerful abilities from the abyss vase. Now he intended to kill Shadow and transform him into his strongest corpse puppet yet.